Sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Now is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes. You're not audible. Your screen is also visible, sir.
My screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
It is visible and my voice is reaching to you?
Yes, sir. It is.
Okay, then all right. Then it's all right, friends. Now, I will show you with the help of some data set which already I have shared with your coordinator. This is the data from microeconomics. This is available in RBI website. This is a handbook of Indian economy. Most probably this is from the handbook of Indian economy. Then the data for money supply by the RBI in India from 1966 to 2019, approximately 54 years. 54 years data on various parameters. Total money supply is this, then broad money, narrow money, reserve money, cash with banks, currency in circulation. These are different. So these are variables, right? These are the variables, right? For example, you may take this is Y, this is Z, this is X. These are all independent variables, separate variables. These are all separate variables. Now, if you are interested to test the stability of this variable, currency in circulation, right? Or you are interested in this, cash with banks, or you are interested in reserve money. In any one, you may be interested. The researcher may be interested, right? So, through eView, how do we do it? So, let us open eViews and then copy the data. This is eViews 10 with me. This is import. Look at import file. Data you have taken in the desktop, right? So click here desktop and then all files. No, it is Excel file. Either or 2003 whatsoever version. So I will click anyone. Let us see what happens. Let us click this much. So YouTube it is given. It is come. Click here. Open. Data is open. In here, you finish it. You say link and alpha is yes. Data you have imported. Let me show you the data. Let me show you the data. Open as a group. All data is with you. One variable, broad money, another variable, cash with bank, another variable, currency under circulation, what's narrow money, reserve money, and the total money supply. All data you have copied successfully. Now, one thing, I had shown you few basic things that when you regress one variable upon another variable, right, then you get the error term. How to generate the error term? So first of all, generate the error term. Let us see. So you regress one variable on another variable, you go quick you go estimate equation. For example, broad money is function of you take cash with bank. For example, anyone, but now it depends upon the model specifications. Anyone you may say, broad money, type BR. So broad money, dependent variable, then C constant, then cash with bank. Cash with banks. You have taken leases for OLS. There are so many options here. These are the methods of estimation. Huge methods of estimation, but this is least square. Data from 1966 to 99. Click OK. You get the result. You get the result. This is the coefficient value, and this is probability 0, means it is significant. It is significant at 1% as well. Now you have done the task that broad money is function of cash with banks. You have calculated regression through OLS, right? Results are here. So many statistics are here. R square, R bar square, whatsoever. This log likelihood, F statistics for all. This the Akai information. This is used in time series econometrics. Akai is SC squared and HQ. These are used in time series econometrics frequently. Please note this fact. And Darwin-Watson test is used. TW is for autocorrelation. Autocorrelation is a general phenomenon in time series. Now, the point which I wanted to discuss you, that what will be the value of error term. So generate error term. So either object, no, view, no, forecast, make residual, generate series, make residual series, or make residual series, ordinary. You may put the value here, some name, U. In name of U, not ordinary, not standardized, not generalized, and click OK. Then you see delete equation. This error term is generated. Look at this error term. This error term you have generated. The error term and the series of error terms which you have find, right? You have got it. Now, you have also seen UT, this is for example UT. Then what will be value of UT minus 1, UT minus 2, UT minus 3? Then look at how it is generated. The more things in terms of moving average, how to generate it. Let me show it. Generate equation. We have UT. You want UT minus 1 period lag, right? So let us say it is given by x1. X1 is what? UT minus 1. X1 is equal to U minus 1 period lag, minus 1. This is generated. I will show it. U two period. Then you have x1, x2. X2 means U2 minus 2, T minus 2. X2 is equal to U minus 2, minus 2, second lag. this much. Now look at this. U is with you. X1 first leg, X2 second leg. You look at this. You have generated. This you have generated. Error term you have generated. Similarly, if you are interested in broad money, so generate, suppose this, now we may delete it. I have shown it to you for delete. Error term is here. Now broad money, suppose broad money is the variable in which we are interested to test its externality. Now if it is y, then y t minus 1, y t minus 2, y t minus 3 will also be there. So in the same way it can be generated. You can generate it. Generate by equation, generate series. Suppose y1 is equal to broad money minus 1 period lag. Y1 is broad money, 1 period lag. You have generate series. Y2 is equal to broad money, 2 period lag, minus 2. Similarly, you can generate 3 period. Y3 is equal to broad money, 3 period, minus 3. This you have generated. Broad money and 3 lag, open by group. Look at. So yt is function of alpha plus beta yt minus 1, second lag beta 2 yt minus 2, third lag. So different lags you have to take for externality. How many lags you have to take? It's another important question in testing the externality. But in modern softwares, this task is done by the software automatically. We need not worry. There was a time in 80s and 90s, especially 90s, 80s, when late 80s I started to work on it. Then we have to calculate these things on the basis of given formula through Excel. There were the eViews 1 and 2 was there, but these facilities were not available in eViews or in any software. All these things we had to calculate through Excel. But now, how many lakhs we will take to arrive at externality of a variable? That is automatically decided by the software inbuilt program. That I will show you. But we should be aware that these are the lakhs. Lakhs values are also, this is yt, this is yt minus 1, this is yt minus 2, this is yt minus 3, similarly yt minus 4, we can get so on and so forth. So as per requirement, this eViews will automatically generate the lags and then select optimal lags on the basis of certain given yardsticks. What will be the yardsticks? I will show you later on. The yardsticks are Akai information, R switchword, RHQ, whatsoever, anyone we will take. So we will take this first variable broad money to discuss whether it is stationary or not. Broad money. This is right. So, what is the step here? Go in view. There are so many things are given. Go unit to test. Click it, and then box will be open. Right? And then there are so many issues here. Let us stay here and know the things carefully. Now, so many types of tests are available with us in the literature. First is augmented Dickey-Fuller. It is given. Then Dickey-Fuller GLS. Then Philip-Perrin test. Then KPSS test. Alert or test. NG-Perrin test. These are the scholars, a group of scholars who have developed. Initially, it was developed by Dickey and Fuller, two statisticians, mathematicians, and let me share my experience in this regard, that Fuller did his PhD in 77 on time series. Fuller. Then Dickey joined hands later on in early 80s, and then Dickey and Fuller test came in early 80s. Then some terms are added in more in the equation, test equation, and then it is known as augmented Dickey-Fuller. So through any test we can conclude. Not all tests are used. Any one you may begin with, and for beginner we advise to go with augmented Dickey-Fuller test. This is the celebrated one. Or if not, then one again you may use Philip-Perrin, which is again a celebrated test. So we will take one augmented Dickey-Fuller test. One thing here. Then here come automatic selection. It is written. You need not worry how lag length. Is it seen or not? Lag length. ये दिख रहा है ना? How many lags you will select? It is lag length, and here it is automatic. It is automatic, and then in automatic there are so many criterias. Please look at, there are so many criterias. Akai information, switch word, SC criteria, HQ, then modified Akai, modified switch word, HQ and T statistics. We select any one. These celebrated indicators are either Akai or switch word. We may select anyone. Results are by and large same. Maximum automatic he has taken 10. Right? So this panel is clear. We need not worry about the optimal lag length. Optimal lag length will be selected by this software. We need not worry. We have to select only any one indicator, and any one is sufficient. Any one will work. Usually in 99% cases we select AIC, that is the celebrated yardstick. Now come here, this panel. I was saying that the raw data is known as level data. First difference is the first difference which is created if needed. If the variable is not stationary at level, then it is not I0, then we go for first difference. And if it is stationary at first difference, then we say it is I1. Order of integration is 1. If it is not stationary at first difference, then we go for second difference. And if at second difference it is stationary, then we say the order of integration is 2I2. And if it is stationary at level, then we say order of integration is 0, I0. So we begin with raw data, that is the level data. So this is another panel where we have to take decision step by step. Then this is the equation. If it is intercept, you say intercept means you say yt is equal to alpha plus beta yt minus 1 plus error term. That is with drift. If you select none, it means without drift. You say yt is equal to beta yt minus 1 plus error term. This is without drift. So if you click it here, intercept, then this is with drift. If this is, you click here, then without drift. And if you click here, then what will be the nature of equation? Please let me say, the nature of equation will be like that. Yt is equal to alpha plus beta yt minus 1 plus gamma t. T variable will come plus gamma t plus error term. So this is trend and intercept. Intercept beta is there and trend gamma is also there. So these are the three forms. Usually we test all forms. We go for one form. We take intercept or without intercept or trend. It all depends upon later on discussion in time series econometrics that which form we will take. This is not the subject matter at this stage. The subject matter of this stage is that if we have taken the broad money and we have taken the augmented Dickey-Fuller test, then how to proceed and what should be the interpretation of results. So here we have taken automatic selection, Akai information we have already selected. We have taken the raw data level and we will take here intercept, right? We click it. Some regression result is with us. Now we will stay here and try to conclude about the decision that whether the broad money at level data with intercept, this C is here, with the C is here, is stationary or not. So thumb rule I will show before you and you only remember this thumb rule, please. There are so many things here, but don't go in so many things because there is no time with us. There are some relevant things which I have to discuss with you. The relevant things must be discussed at first. So concentrate on this panel, first panel. And it is given here null hypothesis. And what is the statement? Null hypothesis that broad money under consideration, raw data we have taken, has a unit root. So let me write it. Let me write it here. H0, H0, H0. BR. Has broad money has unit root. Is it visible or not? ये दिख रहा है आप लोगों को? हेलो?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ये दिख रहा है ना? Please be.
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
be careful because very important thing we are going to deduce.
Now not audible, sir. And
Please
screen is
unmute.
also not visible.
So please unmute yourself.
The option left was to convert it into logarithm. Logarithm. Now please convert. No. Listen, one thing. You have to check it at both format, at exponential level conversion and at base 10 level conversion. You have to check both. Results may differ. Results may differ. Yes, results may differ. And if in both cases, I mean the logarithm at base 10 and natural log at base c, at both logarithms at second difference, if the data is non-stationary, then please don't consider it. There is no other way, there is no other treatment. That data is absolutely discarded and rejected. No other way to convert. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other question? So I am very much thankful to all of you to have a patience to listen such a no doubt interesting but very complicated work. I find such type of work very complicated. Now this is the beginning one. In fact, for time series data, this is the beginning work. For every student, for every scholar, every student, if he is interested to go for some forecasting, ARIMA, or some co-integration, then first and foremost task is testing the standardity of data variable. And for that, personally, I am of opinion, no doubt, when I started to work in this field, there was no any established software 25 years back in early 90s. But now there are ample softwares through which you can get the result. But my opinion is that to handle these softwares, we should have sufficient theoretical knowledge. If we don't have any theoretical knowledge, then from softwares we may commit mistakes. Right? So, as a student, we should know the theory as well. So that's why I begin with the deep theory. Although you have seen some, pages of Walter Enders, it is much more deep mathematics. It is highly complicated mathematics, and it starts with difference equation. But no problem. Problem is not in mathematics. There should be only interest to know it, because ultimately we have to know that whether the data is stationary or not on the basis of some test. So these are based on some theoretical paradigms, some theoretical underpinnings, and that I tried in my first lecture, and I tried in my second lecture to demonstrate with the help of this software. So thank you very much for listening me and having a patience. And if there will be any problem, then you may have discussions later on. The world is very much open, and we are all interlinked with each other. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We enjoyed the session.
Okay. Welcome. It's mind gain, in fact. It's mind gain.
Yes.
Mind gain. Yeah, mind gain. gain, because when it is reached to you, then it gives me a lot of satisfaction.
Yes, sir. We enjoyed and we understood whatever you have explained. No,
Okay. Okay.
we don't have much of economics background, but still we enjoyed and understood about stationarity and unit root
So
test, sir.
you see, because in every research, look at very common thing. We are look at ourselves as a common man. What is the temperature today? It's true. What will be temperature tomorrow and day after tomorrow? It's a forecasting. It's a highly complicated forecasting based on ARIMA. Box Jenkins is the oldest one. Now ARIMA or ARMA. ARMA, not ARIMA, then ARMA. It's a forecasting, highly complicated thing, but highly useful as well. If we have to go Shimla, Leh Ladakh, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, then we will be interested to know that what will be temperature in day and night. Accordingly, we will plan. Right? It's a common thing that we will plan accordingly. So ARIMA, ARMA, Box Jenkins, R forecasting, it is all very complicated but very common as well. It is very much essential for a person who is playing the game in share market. What is going to happen tomorrow with the share prices? If it is exact forecasting, then you will be gainer, might be gainer. But if your forecasting is a little bit, confusing or wrong, then you will be loser. So on the one hand, the theory and the computation is very much complicated, but it is of general use. It is used frequently in public. I gave example of this meteorological department forecasting. So thank you all very much.
I did my post graduation in agricultural economics from Institute of Agricultural Sciences, BHU.
Very nice, very nice, very
But
nice.
that
Which
was
year?
long back in 1988, and econometrics was just,
Beginning.
coming on the radar.
Very, very good, very good. There were no softwares.
Yeah,
There were
no
no
software.
no.
So just, even at the computer center, we used to go with those punch cards.
No, but only only SPSS and handwritten programs in Fortran.
Yeah.
By that time, I joined this department in 83. I did PhD from this department, this institute as well, way back in 83. So up to 90, handwritten programs in Fortran was there only.
Yeah.
And I have used Fortran for developing programs in inequality and poverty, inequality, so many programs of inequality, not for this time series. But when I started the work for this time series in early 90s, then there was a problem. How to decide lag length? How to, even Granger causality, X cause Y cause X. So that all was, Eve used 2 version, 3 version was there, but all things were done on Excel. But now we are lucky that softwares are here,
things have
so that's why
improved.
we do it. So in early stage, have you some developed interest in this econometrics at this stage or not?
Yes, sir. In fact, my entire career was in mutual funds, which is very much
very
in
good.
financial
Very
markets.
nice. Very nice.
Uh,
Very nice.
2016, I switched over to academics. In fact, I completed my doctorate this year only. And this is one area, econometrics, maybe because of my academic background and my corporate experience. This is one area which I am really finding very, very interesting. And I don't.
Very interesting. Very interesting and widely used, even in IT.
Yes, yes.
Widely in science, in medicine, right? In agriculture, right? So
Very
this econometrics is widely used, not only in economics, commerce, and management.
We may
It
not
is-
know that this is an output of econometric, but we benefit out of all those econometric analysis, all the results all the forecast we get.
That is done by the econometrician. That is another wing, in fact. We use it, certainly. I also use it, but the background, the backdoor, the history is this much: the huge mathematics, the huge computation, huge computer work is there. So that's why. But overall, it is all very much interesting enough use for all of us. Okay, thank you all very much,
Thanks, Ilyas.
friends. Okay, भाई stop sharing कर दिया जाइए.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
It's
welcome.
my pleasure to propose a very hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed resource person, Professor A.K. Gaur, sir, who has spared his valuable time to enlighten us with his expertise in time series data analysis and explaining the importance of stationarity in any type of time series data and how to identify it and solve the issues related to it. I am very thankful to sir for sparing his time and enlightening our participants. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank
I'm
you so
always there. It's a teaching work, and only we can do this much. That whenever there is any requirement of such, we can do this.
Yes, sir.
We have no any other skill. In fact, the only skill is that what we have learned, we can share it. So
Yes.
thank you very much, and I am very much thankful to you as well as your this faculty to give me opportunity to share some of my knowledge which I have with all the participants.
Sir,
Okay,
it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure learning from you.
okay, thank you all very
Thank you
much.
so much. And participants are requested to join tomorrow around 9:50 because at sharp 10 o'clock we'll start the session. So please join the session at 9:50.
We have
Thank
the
you
same
all.
link for all the sessions. The same link that we had today, we will be having
Same
the
link
same
will
link.
be used for the other session.